In this lecture, we are going to study fluid kinematics, different methods of describing fluid motion, and different types of fluid flow. So now we are going to see different branches of fluid mechanics, in which first one is statics, then fluid kinematics, and then fluid dynamics. In fluid statics, we deals with the study of fluid at rest position, and in kinematics and dynamics, we study fluid in motion, but in kinematics, pressure forces are not considered, and in dynamics, fluid is in motion, but pressure forces are also considered. So, fluid kinematics is the branch of science which deals with the study of fluid in motion, in which pressure forces are considered. So, it deals with the motion of particles without considering forces causing the motion. Now we are going to see different methods of describing fluid motion. So there are two methods to describe fluid motion. First one is Langrendian method and second one is Eulerian method. So here what we have to do in Langrendian method, this is simple method in which what we have to do, we have to follow a single particle. See here, a single fluid particle is followed during its motion, and its velocity, acceleration, density, etc. are described. In this, see here, this is a fluid particle. What we have to do, suppose this is a flowing pipeline. So we have to follow this fluid particle in this way. A single fluid particles is followed, the path of single fluid particle is followed in the Langrendian methods, and results are noted. So here what we have to do, we have to obtain velocity, acceleration, density for this a single particle. In this we have to follow the path of single particle for the Langrendian method. This is first method, which is Langrendian method, and in second method, Eulerian method. See here, in Eulerian method, the velocity, acceleration, pressure, density, etc. are described at a point in a flow field. What we have to do, suppose consider this is a pipeline or pipe flow, and take a section. See here, section 1-1, this will be our section. Here what we have to do, we have to the velocity, acceleration, pressure, density, we have to describe those at a point in the fluid flow. So number of particles or number of fluid particles are passing through here. So values of velocity, acceleration, pressure, density for all particles are noted. That is, we are going to study fluid at a point in a fluid field. So see here, we are going to study at a point in the fluid flow field. So Eulerian method is commonly used in the fluid mechanics. This is widely used method for the describing fluid flow. So once again, see here, first one is Langrendian method, second one is Eulerian method. In Langrendian method, single fluid particle is considered, and a single fluid particle is followed during its motion. So we have to follow this single fluid particle during its motion, and we have to note down the velocity, acceleration, density. And then in Eulerian method, we have to describe the fluid at a point in a flow field. So Eulerian method is commonly used in the fluid mechanics. So this is all about fluid kinematics, different methods of describing fluid flow. That is two methods. First one is Langrendian method and second one is Eulerian method. Now we are going to see different types of fluid flow, in which first type is steady and unsteady flow, second one is uniform and non-uniform flow, then third is laminar and turbulent flow, then compressible and incompressible flow, then rotational and irrotational flow, and last one dimensional, two dimensional and three dimensional flow. So here first we are going to see steady flow and unsteady flow. So in steady flow, what we have to do, we have to consider different fluid characteristics with respect to time. So First, we are going to see steady flow. So in steady flow, different fluid characteristics like velocity, pressure, density, etc. do not changes with time. If those properties do not changes with time, then it is called as steady flow. So for steady flow, dv by dt at x0, y0, z0, dabba p by dabba t x0, y0, z0 and dabba rho by dabba t x0 at x0, y0, z0 is equal to 0. That is the derivative of constant value, that is value do not changes with respect to time. So those are constant values and derivative of constant value is 0. So in steady flow, the fluid characteristics like velocity, pressure, density, etc. do not changes with respect to time. So this value of this derivative of this characteristics with respect to time at x0, y0, z0 point will be 0. So see here where x0, y0, z0 is fixed point in the fluid field. So this is steady flow. Now we have to see unsteady flow. What is unsteady flow? So in unsteady flow, see here, the flow characteristics such as velocity, pressure, density, etc. at a point changes with respect to time. So in unsteady flow, fluid characteristic fluid characteristics changes with respect to time. As time changes, different fluid characteristics will change. So the fluid characteristic values will be variable and the derivative of variable will be some value. So dabba v by dabba t, dabba p by dabba t, dabba rho by dabba t is not equal to 0. So derivative will not come as a 0, it will come as some value, and x0, y0, z0 is fixed point in a fluid field. So in unsteady flow, different fluid characteristics like velocity, pressure, density at a point changes with respect to time. As time passes, those characteristics will be changed. So this is all about steady and unsteady flow. Now we are going to see what is uniform flow and what is non-uniform flow. See here what we have to do for observing different types of fluid flow. We have to see what is difference between different types of fluid flow. So which parameters we have to consider in those types of fluid flow. So see here in uniform and non-uniform flow. First see uniform flow. In uniform flow, what we have to consider here, we have to consider velocity and distance covered by the fluid, velocity of fluid and distance covered by the fluid. So in uniform flow, the velocity at a given time does not changes with respect to space or length of flow. So in uniform flow, velocity will remain constant at different points, or with respect to space or length the velocity will not change, that is velocity is constant. So derivative of constant is 0. So dabba v by dabba t at t is equal to constant will be 0, where dabba v will be change in velocity and ds will be length of the flow in the direction s. So this is uniform flow. So in uniform flow, the velocity does not changes with respect to space, that is velocity at a given time do not change with respect to space. So velocity is constant throughout the flow, is called as uniform flow. And in non-uniform flow, see here in non-uniform flow, the flow in which velocity, here velocity changes, velocity at a given time changes with respect to space is called as non-uniform flow. So velocity changes with respect to space, so the velocity will be variable. So derivative of variable is not 0. So dv dabba v by dabba s at t is equal to constant will be not equal to 0, where dv will be change in velocity, and ds or da by s will be change in length, or da by s is length of the flow in the direction s. So in non-uniform flow, the velocity at a given time changes with respect to space is called as non. So velocity continuously varies, so the value of velocity will be variable. So da by v by da by s is not equal to 0. So this is all about Newtonian and non-Newton, sorry, uniform and non-uniform flow. Now we are going to see laminar flow and turbulent flow. This is most important type of fluid flow. See here what is laminar flow. Here we have to see what is laminar flow and what is turbulent flow. So for knowing this type of flow, we have to know Reynolds number. What is Reynolds number? Reynolds number is a inertia force to the viscous force. So how to observe laminar flow or turbulent flow? In laminar flow, the fluid particles moves along a well-defined path. So path of the fluid, see here, different fluid particles will flow in well-defined paths in laminar flow or in a streamlines, and all streamlines, see here, all streamlines are parallel to each other, they do not cross to each other. So the lines are parallel to each other and the flow particles will flow along a well defined path in a straight line. So this type of flow is also called as streamline flow or viscous flow. This is laminar flow. In laminar flow, particles moves along a well defined paths in a straight line or parallel to each other in a laminas, that is called as laminar flow. Now in turbulent case, this is opposite case. In turbulent flow, see here, the fluid particles will move in zigzag way. See here, those are the fluid particles and they will move in zigzag way. Like this way they will flow in turbulent flow. So in turbulent flow, formation of eddies takes place, which is responsible for the high energy loss. So here eddies formation or vapor bubble formation or bubble formation takes place in the flow, and they are responsible for the high energy losses in the turbulent flow. This is laminar flow and this is turbulent flow. Now we have to see, so first see difference between laminar flow and turbulent flow. Difference is that in laminar flow, the fluid particles moves in a well-defined paths, and in turbulent flow, fluid particles moves in a zigzag path. This is a first major difference. Now we are going to see how to determine whether the flow is laminar or turbulent. So there is a very simple method. For that we have to know Reynolds number value for the flow. So in pipe flow, the type of flow is determined by whether the flow is laminar or turbulent in pipe flow, which will be determined by Reynolds number. So Reynolds number Re is equal to Vd upon nu, where capital V will be mean velocity of fluid flow, then capital D will be diameter of pipe, then nu will be kinematic viscosity. So if the value of Reynolds number is less than 2000, then the flow is laminar, and if the value of Reynolds number is greater than 4000, then flow is turbulent. If Reynolds number lies between 2000 and 4000, the flow may be laminar or turbulent, or we will call it as a transition flow. And examples of turbulent flow are flow in river, flow in canal, or open channel flow. Different open channels flow are the example of turbulent flow. And in laminar flow are generally observed in pipelines where Reynolds number is less than 2000. So this is all about laminar flow and turbulent flow. Now we have to see what is compressible flow and what is incompressible flow. So first we have to know that what is compressible and what is incompressible. Compressible and incompressible flow depends upon density. Density is rho. So compress this types of fluid, compressible fluid flow and incompressible fluid flow depend upon the density of fluid. In compressible flow, the density of fluid changes from point to point. That is, we can compress that fluid is called as compressible flow. So density changes means rho is not equal to constant. So compressible flow is that type of flow in which density changes from point to point. So we can compress that fluid and we can confine that fluid in a small storage like compressor. And in case of incompressible flow, the density of fluid, that is rho, is constant. That is, rho does not changes with respect to time or space. Is called as incompressible flow. We know that in general all the liquids, water or any liquid or oils, are incompressible. Any liquids are generally incompressible and gases are generally compressible. That is, we can compress any gas in a small space, and we can use for the industrial and general applications. There are number of applications of compressed gases. And for incompressible flow, rho will be constant, so rho will not change. So in incompressible flow, example of incompressible flow is flow of the liquids, and example of compressible flow are flow of the gases or different gases or air. So this is all about compressible flow and incompressible flow. Compressible flow and incompressible flow depends upon the value of density. If density changes with respect to space or time, then it is called as compressible, and if the density does not changes, then it is called as incompressible fluid. Generally, liquids are incompressible and gases are compressible. Now we are going to see rotational and irrotational flow. So what is rotational and what is irrotational? We know rotations. What is rotation? Rotations means the particle or any object rotates about its own axis, or it will rotate while flowing. And in rotational flow, see here, rotational and irrotational flow, this depends upon the rotations of the particles in the fluid flow, rotations of the particle. So in case of rotational flow, see here, in case of rotational flow, the fluid particles, the different fluid particles in the flow which are flowing along the streamline or straight line also rotate about their own axis. Consider this is particle, wait, this is particle and this is moving along a streamline. If it rotate about its own axis and continuously it is flowing on along a streamline and it rotates about its own axis, then it is called as rotational flow. So rotational flow is that type of flow in which fluid particles while flowing along a streamline also rotate about their own axis. That type of flow is called as rotational flow. And irrotational flow, see here, those particles move along a streamline but does not rotate. Rotations does not takes place of irrotational in irrotational flow. So particle does not rotate about their own axis is called as irrotational flow. That is, irrotational flow is that type of flow in which fluid particles flowing along streamline do not rotate about their own axis. So this is all about rotational flow and irrotational flow. Now last point in different types of fluid flow is one dimensional, two dimensional and three dimensional flow. So what is 1D flow, what is 2D flow and what is 3D flow? Now we are going to see 1D, 2D and 3D flow. So for this, see here, there are, this is coordinate system, say this is origin, x-axis, y-axis and this is z-axis. This is our coordinate system. So velocity in direction x will be small u, velocity in direction y will be v, and velocity in direction z will be small w. Those are the velocities for respective direction. So for one dimensional flow, that is one dimension means x direction only, the flow in which parameters such as velocity is function of time and one space coordinate, say x, that is flow parameters. Velocity is the function of time, and velocity is a function of time and one space coordinate, that is x-axis only. So y is equal to f of x. Here only velocity in x direction present, so u is equal to f of x, v is equal to 0 and w is equal to 0. In one dimensional flow, velocity in x direction is only present, where u, v, w are velocity components in x, y and z direction. Now see here, in two-dimensional flow, once again I will draw coordinate system. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis, and velocity in direction x will be u, velocity in direction y will be v, and velocity in direction z will be small w. So this is velocity in direction z. Now for two-dimensional flow, the flow in which velocity is a function of time and two rectangular space coordinates, that is x coordinate and y coordinate, is called as two-dimensional flow. So there will be only u and v will be present and w will be 0. So u is equal to f of xy, v is equal to f2 of xy, and w will be 0. So the value of u and v will be present in two-dimensional flow, and value of w, that is velocity in z direction, will be 0. And now for three-dimensional flow, the flow in which velocity is function of time and three mutually perpendicular directions, that is x, y, z, is called as three-dimensional flow. So u is equal to f1 of x, y, z, v is equal to f2 of x, y, z, w is equal to f3 of x, y, z. That is, in case of three-dimensional flow, all the velocities, that is velocity in direction x, velocity in direction y, and velocity in direction z, are present. So this is called as three-dimensional flow. So this is all about 1D, 2D and 3D flow. So in this lecture we have seen fluid kinematics, then two methods of describing fluid motion, that is Langrendian method and Eulerian method, and then we have seen different types of fluid flows, that is steady flow and unsteady flow, then uniform flow and non-uniform flow, then laminar flow and turbulent flow, then compressible flow and incompressible flow, rotational flow and irrotational flow, and last one is one dimensional, two dimensional and three dimensional flow. So thank you everyone for watching this video. If you liked my videos, then subscribe to my channel TechnoSource Creation and stay tuned for more updates. Thank you.